Let me introduce you to the dream setup, a high-end desktop computer setup that allows you to seamlessly switch your high-end desktop displays between your personal PC and your work machine. And it's finally here thanks to this new KVM switch from TESmart. See, I've been chasing the dream for several years now, including some reviews of TESmart's earlier products. I mean, come on, look, I've got a pretty crazy setup here. I've put a lot into it, all right? But it was never quite all there. For instance, my old KVM switch wasn't compatible with high refresh rates. It still got the job done, but I could only set my monitor to 60 Hertz. So if I wanted to do some high-end gaming with the high refresh rate, I couldn't use the switch with that monitor. There are other switches out there, but they didn't quite have all of the features to really make the experience seamless in the way that I really feel I need for my setup. Not to mention that some of the switches out there are just insanely expensive, but now you can get it all in one place. High-end hardware compatibility, all the cool usability features, and a reasonable price. Oh, and it looks cool too. Yes, so that's high refresh rates, usability features. Wait, this is turning into that Monty Python sketch, isn't it? The one with the rack. I do have a rack. I will show you that later. But focus. Before I get too deep into this, we should start with the disclosures. TESmart gave me this unit in exchange for a review, and I collaborated with them on the video, but they have no control over what I say, and the opinions are all mine. And I really do just absolutely love this device. There's only one tiny issue with it, and it doesn't really have anything to do with the hardware, but I'll get into that at the end of the video. And I do also need to point out that TESmart has a bunch of different devices. The one that I am showing you today lets you switch two DisplayPort displays between two desktop PCs. They have other ones that are one HDMI and one DisplayPort, and I'm not gonna bother reading out the numbers. I'll just put that on screen or something. All right, where should we start? Okay. Unboxing. I've never done a proper unboxing video before, so this should be fun. I can test out rigging the camera above my desk, and you all get the perfect view of my beautiful ladylike fingers. Don't make fun. They're better for typing. Oh, and this is also the first appearance of my solid wood desk that took me over a year and a half to finish. I don't know why it took me that long. It's just a piece of wood, but I am super proud of how amazing this thing looks. So the unit comes with 4 DisplayPort 1.4 cables and 2 USB Type B cables. And then of course it comes with the power adapter and the unit itself. On the back, you've got all the display cables, and in the front, you've got USB ports for your peripherals. So this is where you would plug in your mouse and your keyboard. You also get 4 plugs, so you can also plug in your nice camera or your microphone and audio interface. I really like that it has 4 on the front of this. The unit also supports HDR10, Dolby Vision, EDID emulation, which we'll get into later, USB 3.2, and it has built-in RGB lighting effects. Okay, so let's plug it in. And while we're doing that, you get a quick tour of the rack. See, I told you I had one. This is where I torture my hardware. I got the rack in an attempt to clean things up, but it mostly just ended up making everything more expensive. It looks sick though, so I regret nothing. So on the rack, I've got 2 UPS units, one of which is burned out, a Ubiquiti switch, and then 2 desktop PCs. The second machine is just running Linux with Kubernetes running on it, and this is kind of like my data crunching center where I do some AI and backtesting and store a lot of data and stuff. So it doesn't really make sense to connect the KVM switch up to that machine because I mostly just connect to it remotely with SSH. So instead, I'm going to demonstrate with this laptop dock that I found that has dual display ports on it and this super slick Lenovo laptop that the day job gave me. I will note that the laptop will not be pushing the higher refresh rates. There's just a limit to how much data can be pumped through a little USB-C cable. I think there's technically tables that can do that now, but it is just not a common thing yet, and it's insanely expensive. But this is fine. I can still use the high refresh rates for my desktop gaming PC, and the KVM switch, when I've been testing, handled switching between refresh rates completely seamlessly. Now, I usually put the KVM switch in the corner out of the way over there, but this one is really good looking. Plus, it's basically like a USB hub. So I'm gonna put this one front and center, and hopefully the cables will reach that far. And reach they did. And last time I did this, I had to mess around quite a bit to find which settings best suited me, but this time everything worked perfectly the first time. Okay, so moment of truth. All I have to do to switch between machines is Control 2. Works. Okay, but here's the killer feature. The thing I haven't seen any other brand of KVM switch do that I can't live without, and makes me love the TESmart switch so much. So if I do Control 3, then I have PC1 on this monitor and PC2 on this monitor, and then all I have to do to switch which monitor my mouse and keyboard is controlling is press Alt. And by the way, they're testing some even more cool features that are like kind of still in beta, so I can't talk about it yet, but they got some cool stuff on the way. All right, now you'll notice when I switch screens that none of my windows are repositioning themselves or anything, and that is the EDID feature at work. So basically, the switch emulates the monitor so that the PC thinks the monitor is always connected, and thus the windows on the screen don't need to reposition. And this is an absolute must for me because my primary use case for this is for my day trading. So I want to be able to have my day trading up on one computer, and maybe I'm managing a swing position over there, and then I'm doing all of my development work on my laptop over here. So if I switch between them and all of the windows rearrange themselves, I often have like 20 windows up on my day trading screens, and I'm super meticulous about like getting all of the borders exact. If they all move, that seriously screws me up. So that's why some of these features, and then just the ability to have one on this screen and one on this screen so that I can switch between them instantly, is just absolutely useful features that, again, I haven't seen anywhere else, and really makes this unit the one for me. So yes, if you can't tell, I am quite pleased with this upgrade to my setup, and it really is the dream setup. There is just one problem that I did mention earlier, and the problem is I'm not really working from home as much right now. So I do still use the unit when I come home. I am often finding myself switching between my gaming PC and the laptop, so I do still make use of it, but man, it sure would be nice to work from home. So make sure you leave a ton of comments telling my boss how absolutely wonderful I am, that they should pay me as much as possible, and let me work from home most of the time. All right, that I would really appreciate it. And then if you have any questions about the unit itself and what it's capable of, I will try to answer them in the comments. Oh, and then I almost forgot, guys. We got a coupon code. I'll have it in the video description below. So I hope you guys enjoy that. I will see you guys until next time. Stay excellent, team.